And this is Michelangelo. To celebrate Ghostbusters Day, I record this video. Talk about my large art of Ghostbusters handmade painting. So in this video, I'm gonna tell the story behind my big painting, gigantic Ghostbusters painting, and I'm gonna share my thought process and the actual painting process. Hope you enjoy this video and let me know what you think.
You can see the scale of me standing on noon in front of it is 2 meter by 2 meter. Intend it to looks like it's a movie illustration, but it's not movie illustration. And today I'm gonna review the secrets how I made this large scale fake illustration painting. It is fine art, okay, and this is not made commercial use, or this is a fan art, you could say, and I would say it's a history painting. For me, this is my history painting. So I'm gonna break down the process how I made it. So at the beginning, I have the idea. I want to make a large scale painting that looks like it's a movie poster in the style of Ghostbusters. And I have only made two this type of painting. One is Batman, one is the one I made or it's not a copy of Ghostbusters and Harry Potter painting. So I try to make a complete unique original composition based on that kind of style, but I want to make it large scale. So it's not an illustration, it's fine art. For when I say fine art, because this is a painting that not intend to be a printing poster to sell anything else. It's just a painting to sell. It's not even the right word. I try to make it for about the history of me, okay, and the history of the pop culture helped me as an artist, okay, help build my thinking or philosophy or all the elements that I would put in my art. With all that said, complete original composition. So I'm gonna start with conceived the whole painting as a composition before actually painting it on canvas. So I start with, I have the idea I want to make like a montage collage composition in the style of Ghostbusters or vintage movie poster. So I have to start with collect different image or find different image that goes movie. So I started looking from the interweb, different elements from the movie that I think is essential to make a composition like this. And also I have to build collage the composition for the painting that I have to paint. So I start with, when you think of Ghostbusters, the movie, 1984 film, you think of those ghost characters. Okay, the first one is the green ghost or slash Slimer. So I start to search for the movie stills or any photograph that I could find from the interweb, because I don't have the actual. I'm not a real magazine collector anymore after all these years. I used to have, when I was a child, I used to have many of those Ghostbusters printed matter poster. I have some magazines. I do have some comic books, but it's all lost. through all this. So I have to start from looking all these images from the interweb. So after the search, I found some prop photograph for the behind the scene use or behind the scene document of making the movie. So this is two of the photograph of the prop of the movie. And I also found this movie still is not very good. Quality obviously is a movie 40 years ago, and at the time I think they just took directly from some movies still is directly from the film, or what I say, they're just taking from that 35mm or whatever they have from that movie, and they just taking from that frame and they blow it up as a movie still, so it doesn't look very good even without the watermark. And this one also found from Google. It doesn't look very good, it's so blurry. This one is not even a movie still. I think it's from John DiBiase. You could even see that watermarks on the lower left corner. I think it's a drawing this artist done based on the movie still. So it's not very good. But later on I settled with this one, a still photograph of the prop of the movie. And then later on, a second character that I think I have to include in the composition, Stay Puft. This is the first one that I intend to use because when you think of Stay Puft in the movie, and this is one of the most iconic scene that he walk into the movie. You could say that, or walk into the scene of the movie in the street of New York. I was thinking of using this at the beginning, but the quality still is not good, and I still thinking how to collage this one into my composition. And then later on I try to find, so I think if I could find the prop of Slimer, the green ghost, I probably could find also the prop of Stay Puft. So this is not actually prop, I don't know what it's called. It's a suit that the stuntman would be wearing this suit and walking, pretend the giant Stay Puft ghost walking on set. So later on I settled with this one, the one, this signature, I don't know what the signature is by whom. Later on I settled with this picture because I think it's clear enough, and it just looks good for the collage, I think. And then I know I have to include also the firehouse, the headquarters. And I found this image online. But I also noticed in the movie they have the logo. I don't know what it's called. The No Ghost logo. That should be in front of the firehouse, but in the actual building they don't have it. So I then know I have to either on the computer I have to put that in later on in the collage. And then I know that with the firehouse you couldn't go the actual number one or the actual number one. So I found a couple of film still. I'm not even sure this is from the movie. I think it's from some other show that's Dan Aykroyd and I think it's Ernie Hudson coming out from the actual one. I don't know I don't know where this photograph come from, but I think it looks very good with all the smokes. Later on, I didn't actually paint these smokes, but I think this photograph looks great. So I settled with this one for the selection for my painting. Okay, and then the 4 ghosts. This is a difficult one because they are the main hero, main character. In the movie, they don't have many scenes, or not even many scenes or sequence. They don't have many shots with all 4 members of the original Ghostbusters members in the same scene, and they all doesn't look very good for a painting reference. The first one I have considered is this one, when they face Ghostbusters on the top of that big building. This one not looks very good. This one not looks very good. You can see Bill Murray is they prepared to turn on the proton stream, but this one not working. This one not working. And then I think maybe the 4 heroes should turn their back at camera, but I don't think it works. This one I screen cap. It's a scene from the hotel when they deal with Slimer, but obviously I try so many times their faces. It looks well for Hollow and Bill Murray. It kind of works. Dan Aykroyd not really, and it's just not good references for painting. This one not good either. It looks almost, you can see it's almost working. It looks like they are trying hard to fight. The proton stream, it looks very heroic. Ernie Hudson's face is completely blocked off. It's very difficult to find. And then I found the other one. I think this one is, I'm not sure this one is in the movie. I think this one is from the second Ghostbuster. Yeah, you can see it here. The logo is the second Ghostbuster. So I was hesitant to use this one. And then later on I tried to find maybe a still photograph that I could use, but this one I tried to use this one, then I decide this not works for me because Ramus looks like he's shooting, Bill is not, and then I don't know how could cooperate with this if I add proton stream on Ramus. The other two just not working, so I try to find the other one. Fortunately, I find different this photo section, and this one is too commit, and then I settle with this one. They just, I don't know, they're not looking to shoot anything. They're just looking up. For some reason, I think this one just works for me. So later on I settle with this composition. But one problem is still go with Ernie Hudson, and I just think you couldn't have a Ghostbuster without Hudson. I have no idea why they exclude that one. Even when I was younger, I think that was wrong, but I don't know. I have no idea why. So later on, I just crop Ernie Hudson from this screenshot that I captured from the Blu-ray. So that would be this photograph with this Ernie Hudson here. So you can see my thought process. not easy even before actually painting it. Okay, and then I know I have to paint Dana, Sigourney Weaver's character. So the first movie still I found is, I know this also on the DVD set, but her face not looks very good in this photograph. The pose looks strong. And then this one also, something wrong with her face. I don't know what. It just not looks like Sigourney Weaver. This one I had considered. And then later on I settled with this one. I have no idea why. But this one works better than this one. I think mainly is her hand. She would raise both of her hands, so in my composition I think this works better. But still, I wish her face looks better on this photograph. And then and that's why later on I did add another face of Dana on the painting. It's weird. There's two Dana. One is her possessed version, and one is pre-version of Sigourney Weaver's face. And then the track. Okay, and then I try to include proton stream in my painting, so I did find some artwork is the wrong word. Maybe it's a reference, you could say. And then that Terra Dog, I settled with this one. And then Ginny, I took this from a Blu-ray. And then the beautiful Lady Ghost, I settled with this one when she's flying. I think this lady passed away sometime in 2022. And then I had considered if I should add this gateway in the painting, but later on I found it's not working, so I just consider maybe this plop of cloud could be up here in the composition. Okay, and then also later on I try to include this in my painting. This ESP psychic testing card. And this guy, I couldn't remember the actor's name, but I remember when Bill Murray said that line. But I'm so happy he reappeared in the fifth or fourth Ghostbusters movie. Depends on if you count the video game as the third movie or Afterlife as the third movie. I did consider to add Mare in my painting, but later on I think it's too crowded. So I also exclude Librarian. It's too bad. And later on I did, as I said, because of I just can't settle with the possessed one because her face just looks wrong. So I try to include a better looking Sigourney Weaver in my painting. So I settle with this photograph. So how I work is I first collage different elements on a photo. So this is the first stage that I made. You can see I settled with Stay Puft and then Green Ghost, and then later on you can see the four guys just not working without Hudson's face. So later on try to include this shot is not, obviously it's not quite working. So I choose this picture and then I add the possessed Sigourney Weaver, and then the proton stream, the terror, the firehouse, the ghost trap, Ginny, and then pretty much this one is how I painted later on the composition. And then I adjust the space, adjust all this collage, I think I did add Ghoster later on. I don't know why it's not here, but I add Ghoster next to Ernie Hudson later on in the painting. I add Louis' face above Ginny. So I start with, after all that, you can see how difficult this painting process is. I spent about a week, even before actually painting it. I spent a week searching photographs on the Photoshop, adjust it. Yeah, you could see the work. The work is not easy. Okay, so I start with black canvas, black gesso all over it. The reason is I find it works much better for my process. And the first step I paint is the firehouse. As you can see, I paint on black gesso, so I only have to paint the light in, and then Stay Puft, and then Green Ghost, and then Pterodon. You can see I start just painting in all the light, and then later on I add in colors. It's an Asian technique. It's called glazing. I kind of old school, and also it just works for me. It looks much better when I first paint in all the lights and then color it later. This is about a day of work. And then Acto. When I paint in Acto, I just think this painting is just so spectacular. I have no idea why all the original poster not include Acto #1 in any of the Ghostbusters poster. It's just wrong. So I have to include a big Acto #1 in my painting, and then you could see the lady. I couldn't name that. I don't know the name of this ghost, but she is so cool. Okay, and then Louis and Ginny, you can see here, and then a little bit color for Acto #1, and more saturated green for Green Ghost or Slimer, and then the possessed Sigourney Weaver, Dana Barrett. For some reason, I just don't like her face. It's so frustrated when painting this Dana Barrett. I have no idea why it just doesn't look like her. So yeah, I probably painted a day and a half just working on this face, because you could see this pile of paint here. It's actually I just so frustrated. I try to mix color just next to her face. And then you could see I try to put on this proton stream just in white paint, so later on I would add in the colors. And then Ernie Hudson comes first. Also Ghoster, you can see here. This is another process shot. Okay, and the three guys. I have no idea why I don't have the in-between process, but I remember I just have to work it one time. Yeah, this is a one-day work. Three guys. I don't even take photo in between it, because I was so intense. I tried to make the faces looks right. I first painted all the yellow ochre and burnt umber color. So this is a base layer without the light. For some reason, I think Bill Murray's face is something off about his face. And then this is another process shot. I think I paint in the trap also. You can see a little car underneath Staple feet, or in front of his feet. Yeah, I don't even remember I did this, but I tried to paint a small car here. I think it's a New York taxi cab. And then a light effect for the ghost trap, and then some more light effect for the harmony in between the three heroes and Acto car, Acto number 1. Some more light effect. Maybe you couldn't see the difference. You could see this is without all the light effect or the smoke. You can see in the back is so clear cut, and in this one you can see all this white smoke or mist or light. Try to create the effect to harmonize the character or in between the elements. And then I add in the fluorescent colors for Slimer. You see the difference. This is without the fluorescent color. This one with the fluorescent color. And then what did I do here? I think it's different value for the lady ghost. And then you can see the difference. I add in this pinkish, purplish color for the sky, and some more saturated color in between the heroes. You can see the difference here. I add in this yellow, this blue. You see the difference. It's about 1 day of work. And then, oops, that's my son. What's he doing here? What is he doing in front of my painting? And then more saturated color. And then I try to add in, you can see this black blob here is for Dana's face. You can see here. This is without the another Dana Barrett's face. This is the one with Dana's face. And also adjust, I try to add in the light for the hero's face. So for some reason I work about the entire day for Bill Murray's face. In the end it looks okay, fortunately. So this is a finished painting. You can see the process is quite time consuming, and it is, but in the end I'm very happy about it, because through the years I see many fan art, fan poster or DVD poster or official post. I just think it lacks the spirits of the movie. The movie is when I was a kid, is to me it's not a comedy. It's not. It's very special. It's beyond science fiction. It's science fiction, and it is heroic, and it just captured my imagination when I was 6 or 7, when I watched the cartoon, the animate TV show, and then I watched the 1984 movie afterward. So I didn't watch the 1984 movie when it came. I was not even 2 years old. So I for years I tried to make a painting that could do the movie justice, hopefully. And I think this one I'm very happy, and I'm very proud of this painting. I don't see it as illustrated. I know my art dealer, one of my art dealer was very angry when he saw me did this one and the Batman painting. He think it's degrading, will make collectors lose faith of my works. because I should work on fine art. He says, this is not fine art, this is illustration, this is lowbrow, this is cheap, greasy illustration. But to me, it's not. It's history painting. It's the same thing. Colorful Bible painting, painting about Bible, the New Testament story. It's the same thing to me, because this movie is so special to me when I was a kid. It's just captured my imagination. So when I work on this series, this large scale painting, to me is I'm painting a historical event. This is to me is a history, that history that made me as an artist, as a person. And I know it's a 1984 comedy. It's a movie. It's like Star Wars to some people, or it's almost a special event. Not even an event. It's something special. So when making this, I know this is a history painting. To me, it's no different than Anselm Kiefer made a history painting. It's no different. Julian Schnabel making a painting about his story. So I am really, really, really proud of this painting when it's done. And you can see this card, this ESP psychic testing card here. And I can't help, and I just when you look at this in details, I just think it's a spectacular painting. Look at Ernie Hudson's face. Actor number 1. Look at that. Look at Dan Aykroyd, Ray, Peter Venkman, and then Spangler, Dana Barrett, Jeannie, and this Dickless guy. I love this character. I cannot wait. Look forward to see him again on the 2023 or 24 Firehouse Ghostbusters movie. And Louis, the Pterodog, Stay Puft. You can see the details. It's a large painting, and you can see the proton stream blasting off near the firehouse. And my signature is over here. I try to make it looks like I'm engraving my name near Ghostbusters. And I can't help posing in front of my painting. And I really hope you enjoy me sharing this process. I hope it's not too long-winded, but I hope you enjoy looking at this video, and also enjoy look at my painting. And you could search this painting out by searching Michelangelo, my name, and then Ghostbusters. This is the only Ghostbuster painting I did at this point, but I'm really, really proud of this work. And I try to scroll down, and I also made this fan poster based on this painting. And it just I imagine if I saw when I was 7 or 8 years old, I would literally cry, scream, or jump up and down. Look at this. It just looks spectacular. And I hope you enjoy this video, and I will see you or talk to you on the next video. Let me know what you think about this painting. Hopefully I could done another Ghostbuster painting. I try to plan the Ghostbusters 2 painting. That movie is still so special to me. I try to plan, maybe I could paint this next year, so hopefully it could be done. And see you next time.